Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to be using the Kilo, which I must confess used to be one of my all-time favourite weapons in Warzone. At least it was until they nerfed it and turned it into a water gun. Now you're probably thinking, well, if that's the case, why are you going to use it? And the answer I have for you, my loyal viewer, is for content. Now, just because I want to entertain you guys doesn't mean I want to be without a gun the whole time, so I'm also bringing along the Diamati. Now, if you've been on the channel long enough, you'll know that I'm a creature of habit, and when we're struggling for a video, we either go to military base or lumber. So, as you can tell, we're at military base. I'm a massive fan of military base because you get a lot of aggressive little turnips like that, and the floor loot isn't bad. Case in point, I've managed to snag myself a Farah. And not just a Farah, but a green Farah at that, because we like to do what we can for the environment. And I know what you're thinking, stop peeking that guy, he's definitely going to kill you. But I can't help myself and I've just lost all my plates, which many might consider a small disaster. And to be honest, they'd be right. Which is why I decided to do a prone Malone. Because I can tell how bad this guy wants the kill. But there are times in life when you just simply can't have what you want. And I'd like to think that we taught that guy a little bit of something about that. You might never get high octane gameplay from this channel, but one thing I can always promise you is spiritual life lessons. And if my gameplay is anything to go by, I can also teach you how to recover from disappointment. I've managed to find myself a little bit of mobility, so I think it's time to push the bounty. Granted, it's not an ideal situation to be getting shot at by the bounty, but it does give you a rough idea of where they are. And once I found him, I absolutely railed him. Which, in retrospect, I do feel a little bit bad about, because the car animation is a tad broken in this game. It has offered me many a free kill, but I'm not really going to complain about it, because that might be the only way I get kills. Speaking of kills, I've seen this car and I feel like it looks incredibly suspect. But against my better judgment, I decide to ignore it. I check the area once and then beeline for the car. And fair play to this guy, because he well and truly caught me with my pants down here. Thankfully, there is an opportunity for redemption. But since it's the Akimbo Magnums, this is in God's hands now. But the semi has just come in clutch. And I want to remind you, it's unbelievable what you can achieve with a semi. We've just come out of the gulag at the optimal time to acquire the Loadout. I can see a regain on the horizon, and now we're at the part of the video that you might have actually clicked on it for. We're about to get the Kilo. With 60 bullets and a dream, that most wanted is looking quite tasty. Or at least it was, until he got in the truck of death. However, because I'm quite an intellectual individual, I noticed that there was 2 crates. So, there is a huge possibility that this young man is about to come back and get his loadout. And if he doesn't, I'm just going to look like a bit of a tip. I have also managed to stumble upon what I can only consider a regain gold mine. We're talking satchel, truck, ammunition, dead silence. I kid you not when I say I had the biggest Cheshire Cat grin across my face when I realised this. And this guy's coming back. He's about to get absolutely destroyed by the rattiest play I have ever done. I apologise, but it had to be done for the sake of content. With the amount of supplies and a truck I just acquired from this kill, I started having outrageous thoughts. I was thinking to myself, wait, could I actually win this game? The sensible thing to do at this point would have been to get a couple of recons. However, in a stroke of genius, I've decided to risk it all by picking up yet another bounty. He's even quite close, which is a rare occurrence for bounties these days, because normally, if they're not 2,000 meters away, the bounty isn't interested. I'm trying to be tactical as to not throw this game, so I go for a little bit of high ground. I'm scanning the area with my eagle eye vision, and I just about managed to spot him. And for some reason, I decided to sacrifice all the high ground and go for a slightly aggressive push. A new wave of confidence must have come over me because I don't normally do this. I'm jeopardizing what could be a good game for just one more kill. I'm pulling out my iPad to keep my confidence high, because if you take that away from me, I've got nothing. And with that very uneven trade of bullets, the wave of confidence that was once over me has washed back out to sea and left me stranded in a terrible, terrible situation. So I thought to myself, sod it, pop the dead silence, pull out the diamite, and whatever happens, happens. I was not expecting the diamite to be that good and destroy that guy. I'm so focused on this newfound power of the diamite that I didn't even notice the claymore. And had I not plated up, my god, that could have been a quick end to my game. And as a result of my lack of awareness, I've just had to purchase more plates. Now, I know what you're thinking. Surely, I've learnt from my lesson and we're gonna go do some recons. But you give me too much credit, as I've just picked up yet another bounty to jeopardize everything once again. So instead of giving me credit, maybe you could give me a like on the video. Fantastic segue, I know. I'm aiming for an outrageous 10 likes on this video to give myself a false sense of security that people actually enjoy this content. I've popped my UAV and it's resulted in absolutely nothing, because our bounty, just like me, is another ghosty toasty. Now, once again, this engagement isn't going too hot, so it's time to play it up, reassess the situation, regret doing what I did, and think about what the next play is. Obviously, the optimal play is for me to remain ADS'd for about 3 to 5 hours until I can finally spot him. I'm not really sure what I should be doing in this situation. I've sort of put myself in a ridiculously bad spot, where if I try and get back to the truck, he's going to shoot me in the back, but if I stay here ADS fighting this guy, we might both die to gas. So, it's time to get ever so slightly more aggressive by just shooting at anything that I think may be him and praying for a hit marker. With that slight bit of information, I've risked it all on a diamite dash, and somehow, once again, it pays off. Honestly, I'm thinking my secondary might be better than my primary at this point. Now that I've finished investing 3 to 5 business days into getting that kill, it's time to get back in the truck and reassess the next play. And we've even got a little UAV to work with. Now that it's been well established in this gameplay that I have no intention of securing the win with a recon, it's time to do the rat play of holding people in the gas. I'm up for this ratty endeavour, but is the kilo. Now, a few seconds ago I heard a Car 98 shot, so I'm going to bravely challenge it with the kilo that is known to do absolutely no damage at range. You start having absolutely disgusting, unfaithful thoughts, such as, damn, I bet the AMAX would have done that. I bet the RAM could have done that. I bet even the Grau could have done that. But you stick with the kilo because all you can remember are the good times, the no recoil times. It doesn't matter if there's no damage, it's just nice to have it back in your hands again. I feel like I sort of droned on a little bit about the kilo's glory days there, but on the honest truth, do I recommend you using this gun? Maybe. If you struggle to control recoil, it accommodates that absolutely perfectly. But if you're competing with someone who can also control their recoil and they've got a better AR, you are absolutely screwed. Now, an important lesson in the dance that I want you to take away from this video. Always look left and right before crossing the road. And that's it. That's how an amazing game can turn into a complete disaster. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.